The Grinch Who Stole the Yarn. 'Twas 2 weeks before Christmas, in Whoville so near. Every Who was knitting sweaters to spread holiday cheer. The needles clicked softly, the yarn balls spun tight, when the Grinch hatched a plan in the dark of the night. No scarves, no mittens, no hats warm and bright. I'll steal every skein before Christmas night. He slunk through the town with a sack big and wide, scooping up yarn from each house, full of pride. But come Christmas morning, the Whos didn't despair. They hugged and they sang with love in the air. The Grinch, quite bewildered, felt warmth deep inside, and returned all the yarn with a tear in his eye. Now every December, with yarn balls galore, the Grinch knits with Whos by the fire once more. The Grinch learned that joy is shared, not just owned. And Whoville rejoiced with their newly mended bond. He swept through the doors, quick as a flash, ignoring the carolers, ignoring the stash. The fine crimson wool vanished from sight, leaving nothing behind in the pale morning light. He stuffed in the greens and the pale fuzzy white. The sack grew heavier with stolen delight. He chuckled a wicked and dry little sound. No knitting supplies could ever be found. The Grinch vanished away to his mountain so high, leaving Whoville quiet beneath the blue sky. The Whos woke up early, ready to start. They found the true treasure was deep in the heart, singing louder and stronger than ever before. They celebrated the bond they could not ignore. The Whos didn't notice the absence of thread. They only felt peace in the words that were said. The feeling of community outweighed the loss. A lesson for all, no matter the cost. High on the mountain, the Grinch saw it all. His cold heart began melting, a shocking new phase. He needed to fix this, to re-enter their space. He grabbed the coarse sack, heavy with loot. His old wicked self was no longer the root. He aimed for the center, where the singing was bright. He crashed near the circle, the yarn scattered wide. The music abruptly stopped as they looked outside. The Grinch stood up slowly, his eyes full of fear. But instead of harsh words, only love drew him near. The first gentle Who stepped forward with grace. A smile replaced the worry upon their dear face. They offered their hands, not an angry rebuke. The Grinch felt his frozen shell start to unglue. They pulled him into the circle of song and of light. He realized that kindness shone brighter than bright. The yarn could be replaced, the sweaters remade, but the love they shared there could never be frayed. He let out a sigh, the very first soft one he knew. And the joy of the Who heart began shining through. He picked up the yellow, determined to try. A at Who neighbor sat close, looking him in the eye. She whispered the motions, slow and precise. Ignoring the past, offering friendship as price. His focus was deep, blocking out the cold air. He knitted a small square, showing he did care. The other at the Who's began cheering softly near. The warmth of their praise banished all fear. He traded the yellow for vibrant, soft green. The best Christmas knitting he'd ever yet seen. He added some stripes, a bold splash of red. Thinking of all the kind words that were said. He worked through the day, not stopping to rest. Putting his newly found friendship to the test. The Grinch, the knitter, a sight to behold.